Huldaifa, your own son, is with them. He should have been whipped. Mecca is greater than your family. Walid, your second son, he is your true blood.
I say fight. We stand in the present. Let the future look after itself.
Otbar is not a coward.
We finish them tomorrow. We fight!
Are you finished? Form ranks! Battle positions! Each man to his own place!
Go back to your columns.
Move away! Move back! Back!
So, Mohammed's filled the world. Now if we want water, we'll have to fight. For theirs.
Good. We fight. Brothers, we hold the wells. We stand in the name of God and his messenger. We wait. Send us your champions! Who are you? We expect our peers and our equals. Come back. My brother, Shaiba. My son, Walid. And myself. Not you. Ubaida and I. And Ali.
Are we your equals? There is only one God, and Muhammad is his messenger.
Archers! Advance!
Archers! Hold! are regrouping!
Forward!
Ready? That's it! The Prophet has seen you. You're not to rope or drag the prisoners. They have roped us. Cut them loose. I said cut them loose. And give them water. And share your food. Equal mouthfuls. And if they walk, walk beside them. Any prisoner who can teach 10 Muslims to read will go free.
Why don't they go away?
Because they blame me, Hidden. For whatever reason, good or bad. I should have joined them and drowned at the wells of Bitter with them. But I saved the caravan and our future with it.
Why sing at me? Why sing my father's name, my brother's name at me? Do you think I need you to remind me? Muhammad, Ali, Hamza. With my nails, Hamza, I'll give you measure for measure. With my nails. Killer. Cutthroat. Butcher! Murdering beast! You slaughtered my father, Hamza. I will hunt the lion hunter. I will make Hamza my running lion, my prey. And when you're dead, Hamza, I will cut your heart out, taste your blood, cut you to pieces, eat it.
Forbid this wailing. It cannot go on. What we should do, we will do. We will call in our allies, raise a new army against them. This time, we will prepare it and plan it.
Hamza.
حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Is it a plague? What kind of an upside-down town have we come into? You could fill your pockets very nicely here. No merchant is minding his shop.
God is minding the shop. Where do you come from?
Yemen.
Did you stop in Mecca?
It is on the road.
You didn't answer my question. Did you stop in Mecca?
Long enough to rest my camels. Camels rest better in Mecca than anywhere in the world.
Yes. What is the word on the desert?
Oh, it is bad for you. They are gathering. Every young man with a sword is on his way to Mecca.
Our strength is here.
Do not underestimate them. They are summoning up their courage. In Mecca, there is music in every house.
Abyssinian slave. Washi. He's good. He's vicious. Watch him.
I will free you, give you your weight in silver and your height in silk for one throw like this.
So they have come at last. We'll know how many soon enough.
It's a big army. 3,000 men, hundreds of horses.
We beat them at Badr.
That was a year ago. They have come to revenge, Badr. Go home and get your swords.
Soldiers of Mecca! Blood must have blood! Avenge the dead of Badr! There, Hamza. Can you see him? Here's your fortune.
Badr. Those horsemen on the flank, out there. They're oddly placed.
They are under Khalid.
Khalid. I've often thought of that young man.
Hamza!
Yes?
The Prophet asks if you have noticed those horsemen.
Yes, I have. I don't like them.
He's sending out 50 archers to watch them. No matter what happens, the archers must hold off those horsemen.
Saeed, tell the Prophet we're ready.
What do you think, Hamza?
Well, they outnumber us, so I'd say it's a fair fight. We see them, and they see us. What faces me has never frightened me.
Glory be to Hubbard!
gives a word, we will go to them.
Hamza!
Weapons ready! We march! Now! Attack! Marksmen! Strike! Forward!
They've killed Hamza! Onto them!
This is our moment of victory. They're running away from us.
Let's get the loot!
Stand where you were told to stand! Come back to your position! All of you, come back! It's a rout. Our center is gone. We've lost the battle, Khalid. Not yet.
dead! I saw him fall!
No, no! He's alive! Fighting! Back to the mountain!
I thought we were beaten. Our victory is yours, Khalid.
We have no victory until we have finished Mohammed. He is up on those rocks.
We have finished our business. We have avenged Badr.
But we can end him and Islam forever.
Some of his fanatics are still with him. They have the advantage of the mountain. The risk is too high.
Muhammad! Listen! A day for a day! The day of Uhud for the day of Badr! Our dead have answered to your dead! Our dead are in paradise! Your dead are in hellfire!
Hamza? Hamza! Do you hear me, Hamza? Do you know that I'm with you? And do you remember anything, Hamza? How you killed my father and my brother? Now you two are dead. My heart is light. Do you hear, Hamza? Light. But I haven't finished with you. Death is too small. Washi, cut him open. Cut him.
They've lost a battle. So what do? They come home and dig the ground harder. They're mad.
I agree with you. They defy reason. They are even happy they lost. God sent their defeat, they say, to try them in their faith.
Oh, yes. They're fighting for the sky. They'll get what they want.
They want Mecca.
They'll get Mecca.
When we see the stars at noon?
Oh, don't underestimate them. I've learned that to my cost. My friend, Mecca is more than their home. It's where God spoke to man. Mecca is like a homesickness of the soul to them. This year they're going as pilgrims.
What?
Unarmed.
Unarmed? Boussafian will slaughter them in the desert.
If you believe in God as they do, it might be possible not to get slaughtered. But I agree with you. They probably will be.
Be still! Do not let them provoke you! That is what they want! Stand firm!
Peace be to you.
Prophet says, all who love God must renew their oath to him under the tree.
They've sent someone else.
It's Suhail. That means we might come to an agreement.
Mohammed, you have been given conditions of truce between yourself and Mecca. Have you agreed to them yet?
What is this?
In the name of God, the most gracious. Who is this new God they call gracious? I do not know him. Strike him out. No, and I cannot agree with this. Muhammad, the messenger of God? If I had thought you were the messenger of God, I would not have fought you. Make it Muhammad, the son of Abdullah, agrees with Suhail, the son of Amr. That is more factual. Well, so I understand. Good, that is better. Now, it is agreed that you do not continue your pilgrimage. You must turn round and go home.
Mecca is home.
However, you may continue your pilgrimage next year. And for 3 days only. In and out. We also agree to the truce for 10 years. During that time, you will not attack any tribe, nor ambush any caravan, or any individual associated with us, and vice versa. If you injure any one of us, the truce ends, and vice versa. Is that clear?
Years. 10 years of peace. We need that time. We will use that time.
These letters from Muhammad, messenger of God, to the rulers of the world, call the world to Islam, to Heraclius, Emperor of Byzantium, Kisra, Emperor of Persia, Mukaukis, Patriarch of Alexandria. God go with you.
There are no different races in Islam. An Arab is not superior to a foreigner, nor a white man superior to a black. All return equally to God.
Unless you desire for your neighbor what you desire for yourself, you don't have faith. A man who goes to bed with his belly full while his neighbor is hungry.
He isn't a Muslim.
The ink of a scholar is holier than the blood of a martyr. A man reading is handsome in the sight of God. So learn to read. And when you have learned, teach.
The people of the book, the Jews with their Bible, the Christians with their Testament, must be respected by you. For their books likewise came from God.
You must not think of Muhammad as more than a man. He was collecting firewood one day. Let me do it, I said. Why, he said. You are the prophet of God. You can't go round scratching for firewood. But he looked at me, mumbling. God does not like the man who considers himself above other men, he said. So I lay back and watched him. Suddenly he stopped. He stood to his full height and came to me. Yes, I am the prophet of God, he said. But even I do not know what will become of me.
Amr, have you come to take me again?
No. I have come to ask you to take me.
I witness that there is only one God, and that Muhammad is his messenger. May God forgive me the times I have fought against you.
Islam does away with all that went before it.
I'm sorry, I came in here wearing...
Here are my jewels. What they are worth, I give to the poor.
And may I offer you my...
Yes. But you were the bitterest sword against Islam.
Now, by the will of God, I will be the raised sword of God.
Ah, it's all easy to God. Just as he makes dying living, he can make losing winning. 2 years ago, we thought we were beaten when we had to sign that truce. Look at us now, charging from victory to victory in the hearts of men.
What's that?
Bussosion!
Why am I insulted like this? I am Bushofian. I expect some courtesy. We are not at war, we have a truce. I have come to speak to Muhammad. Where is he?
He's in the mosque.
Muhammad, we did not break the truce. I have come to reaffirm the truce. I speak for Mecca. Muhammad, why do you turn from me? Don't go. Muhammad, don't go! Bandits broke the truce, not us! The night was dark! I am here to testify the night was dark! Father, this is your city! You are my kin. Intercede for me. I must be heard! I am Mecca! I am the leader of Mecca! Why am I insulted like this?
Because you keep no promise and respect no pledge. I have heard what I never thought I'd hear. Bussofian asking for pity.
To be outfought. Outmaneuvered by a one-time shepherd.
You saw that shepherd's religion grow from a speck.
That speck was in my eye. I could see nothing.
Tell Mecca the gods are dead. It is useless to resist God. Travel fast, for every man here will be close behind you. It's you who have broken the truce. Tonight will be 10,000 men from every tribe.
Now we can fight them. You're back.
We'll close the streets and defend from the houses.
It's no use. There are thousands of them. Every hour they are joined by more.
You coward!
Hind, go home.
You coward! Are you the leader of Mecca? Look at yourself. You are broken. They swallowed you and spat you back. Did my father and brother die? For my husband ran away? You go home! You!
We cannot resist. Mecca is taken.
No! No!
We are to camp here for the night.
I can see Mecca. even through the mountains.
So many fires. Cannot count them.
It's very beautiful.
When we drove them out of Mecca, I did not know they carried Mecca with them.
You can smell the bread they're baking.
Yes, it means they don't intend to plunder. At least I hope that's what it means. They don't want blood on their own walls and doorsteps. I can bargain with that. Take me to him.
So you're giving us the city?
You offer me no bread. I understand. You may decide to kill me.
Say what you've come to say.
I saw your fires. And the men around them. And I know what power you put into your men. We can no longer resist Muhammad. Now, if you'll agree.
You dare to come here and ask for conditions?
Isn't it time yet for you to recognize who Muhammad is?
Muhammad, there is still doubt in my heart.
If we were to cut off your head, it would remove all your doubts.
Khalid, there's no compulsion in religion. A man may take many years or only need minutes. It's God who decides the time. So respect his doubts.
You black slave. You are the best school.
I'm only what God has given me.
Yes. If the gods that I worshipped been of any use, it would have helped me. I declare, under no compulsion, there is one God. And you are the messenger of God. Now let me go.
They're coming in from three sides!
No doors may be broken down, nothing plundered, nothing seized, no one abused. All behind closed doors are safe. All in Abu Sufyan's house are safe. All by the cover are safe.
At least he kept his word. They haven't forced the door.
He storms hearts, not walls. It's a permanent victory.
I dread going out.
We must appear, and
Were we so wrong?
the way we lived, yes. That was wrong. We were trapped in our own faults. Our gods were less than us.
Now there he is, making his entrance to the Kaaba.
In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. God gave this house to Abraham to be a sacred place. Worship no other gods but him, and cleanse his house.
Truth has come! Falsehood has fled away!
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
So it was. Muhammad took no revenge and allowed none. He declared Mecca a holy place. No one may shed blood or cut down a tree or kill a living thing in Mecca. Soon all Arabia was converted, not only to the new worship, but to the new laws, manners, attitudes contained in Islam. The Prophet had lived to see his work done, but now he began to feel the nearness of death. One great act of his prophethood remained, the setting of its seal. He called the people to him, and he spoke for the last time his message of surrender to God and humanity to man. O mankind, listen well. I may not be with you much longer. The weak among you, feed them on what you eat, dress them as you are dressed. You will meet your God, and he will call you to account for your actions. Let those who are present warn those who are absent. You are all descended from Adam, and the best among you is he who most regards God. Think deeply about what I say. Let all your feuds be abolished. You must know that every Muslim is the brother of every other Muslim, and all Muslims are brothers one of another. Between Muslims there are no races and no tribes. Nor must you take anything from your brother except what is given freely. Do not oppress, and do not be oppressed. O my people, I am but a man. It may be that the angel of death will visit me soon, and death will overtake me. But I have left you a book, revealed by God, the Quran, which is light and guidance. Now he repeated to the people the final revelation of the Quran, the seal and termination. not Muhammad's words, but God's word. This day I have perfected your religion for you, and completed my favor to you, and have chosen for you Islam as your religion. On June the 8th, 632, in his 63rd year, Muhammad died. Many of his followers could not believe the fact. How can such a man die? But Abu Bakr, the Prophet's friend, stood up in the mosque. If anyone worships Muhammad, let him know that Muhammad is dead. But he who worships God, let him know that God is alive and cannot die. They buried Muhammad beside his mosque in Medina. But the religion he preached found its place in the heart of man. It endured. It multiplied. Still to Mecca they come, mankind. The people of Islam dressed in their pilgrim white. All equal before God, all united in this place of prayer. Each individual soul joined in a community of worship. One God.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح
This is Mecca. The hub around which these thousands of people revolve is the axis of Islam, the Kaaba. It is the focal point to which 5 times a day, every day of their lives, 700 million people turn to pray. It is a rough-built, empty cube of stone. Yet at the beginning of the 7th century, in pre-Islamic times, when Europe was deep in its own dark ages, this cube was stuffed with pagan idols and exploited by the privileged few to maintain a social order of hideous brutality. It is the duty of every Muslim to make a pilgrimage to Mecca at least once in a lifetime. In doing so, they follow the example of the man who threw out the idols and cleansed the Kaaba, the man through whom God revealed his great gift, the Quran, which is the foundation of the Muslim faith. The name of this man who changed the face of the world, is Muhammad, messenger of God. Muhammad, Messenger of God, is now also the title of an epic film. It has not been made by Hollywood, though it draws heavily on Hollywood's technology, techniques, and traditions. Indeed, it is a film that Hollywood said could never be made. Because of the Muslim taboo against idols, Islam would never permit a physical representation of the Prophet himself. But the story of Muhammad, of the triumph of his passionate idealism over violent persecution, has now been told by a Muslim filmmaker, Mustafa Akkad.
Well, I did the film because it is a personal thing for me. Besides its production values as a film, it has its story, its intrigue, its drama. Besides all this, I think there was something personal. Being a Muslim myself, who lived in the West, I felt that it's my obligation, my duty to tell the truth about Islam. Here is a religion that has a 700 million following, yet it's so little known about it, which surprised me. I thought I should tell the story that will bring this bridge, this gap, to the West. Even though there were several attempts by the major studios to do a film about Muhammad, and they failed because they approached it from an angle that they were going to show the Prophet. And this is something very sacrilegious as far as Islam is concerned. They are very strict as far as showing the prophets, not just Muhammad. Jesus, Moses, they feel prophets should not be seen. But I felt I can do it because I understand the subject better and I can do it without showing the prophet. And I contacted a well-known scriptwriter, Harry Craig, who thought, like me, that it could be done.
My pleasure, my privilege in writing this film was, in fact, that I was writing into and against the ignorance of the world about this religion, about this man, about the Quran, about what Islam is and what it was. Well, this was easy because it's in the nature of the religion of Islam, because Islam was not a new religion. Muhammad, the whole principle is that what God said to Muhammad had been said to prophets before Muhammad, but people had turned away from it.
We have a script after 2 years, and we have the approval of the religious authorities, Al-Azhar University in Cairo, who stamped the script page by page. The next thing is to find a place to shoot the old Mecca, where the story happens. The new Mecca, of course, in Saudi Arabia now has skyscrapers and the modern changes that we could not shoot there. So we searched for a place that resembles that Mecca.
Eit Bouchan is a small village in the foothills of the Atlas Mountains about 15 kilometers from Marrakesh. The setting and the scale of the village were perfectly in keeping with 7th century Mecca. But Mecca itself was a very wealthy town set at the crossroads of the major caravan routes of Arabia. So for the film,
A splendid superstructure, indicative of an entirely different economic status, was literally grafted onto the foundations of the existing buildings. The bewildered inhabitants suddenly found themselves living on the ground floor of houses suitable for the wealthiest merchants of Mecca. They were encouraged to remain in residence, to give natural life to this artificial city. As extras, they people the picture. And as laborers, they were recruited to help with the construction of this dream that was resolving into a kind of reality around them.
We had 300 men, very unskilled, when we started the set. And after 4.5 months building, I must say they were very skilled. In many countries I've worked in, I must say that the fellows from Egypt are the best, and anywhere in the world I'd always like to have them again.
When Muhammad was persecuted out of Mecca, the city of Medina became his base and the site of the first mosque. This too had to be recreated. In both cities, 200 houses, 4 palaces, and 29 miles of wall. Demand for materials quickly outstripped supply.
Materials were quite a problem. The scaffolding tube was exhausted in Morocco. We had to go to a company which imported from France and Italy. In all, we had over 500,000 meters of tube and hundreds of thousands of fittings. Plaster, we had a hell of a problem, waiting for factories to work through weather conditions.
After 3 months of building, the tail end of a hurricane blew itself out on this plaster Mecca and reduced it to rubble. It was a foretaste of the film's difficulties, but also of the determination that was to surmount them, as these 2 cities of ancient Arabia began again to take shape to the designs of Tambi Larsen and Maurice Fowler.
In doing a picture set in this period, which is about the year 600, we've been very lucky in one way that not a great deal is known about it. So what research we have done has been fairly easy, but for the rest of the designing I've had to use my own imagination, which has been much more interesting than having to follow things written in books.
With the buildings complete, they had to be furnished and dressed with objets d'art, bric-a-brac, and all the paraphernalia of life in a prosperous trading city of the 7th century.
In finding all the props that we needed in this country, we had to search quite a long way, and some of the things we wanted, of course, weren't available here, so quite a lot of the props we've had to manufacture ourselves. We brought some very fine prop makers with us, or we've had to have things made locally to the designs that we needed for our period.
The pagan idols, which were the objects of Muhammad's especial contempt, were prevalent everywhere in Mecca until the Prophet's triumphant re-entry into the city to destroy them. And 11,000 arrows, 1,000 bows, shields, swords and spears for the 2 armies that fought bitterly for or against Muhammad, all of these had to be made in workshops set up for the purpose. This ancient world was recreated in the course of 4.5 months around the inhabitants of 8 Bouchon. But Islam is their living faith, and distant Mecca is the focus for their daily prayer. And when they realized that this symbol, the Kaaba, was now standing in their own village, and that the village itself had been transformed into ancient Mecca, their astonishment turned to awe. The arrival of camera, crane, and lights restored the balance between illusion and reality in favor of illusion. The team of Oscar-winning technicians had arrived to look at and to feel their own peculiar way round this world that Tambi Larsen and Maurice Fowler had created. They would be working in it for the next 13 months to make the illusion on film as complete as possible that this is Mecca, that the date is 610, and that this was where Muhammad was born and lived, in the making of one of the major religions of the world.
Make a mark there if that's at all possible. We'd like to have something down there for you to smash.
The sets were now ready for the actors who would give the illusion of living in them. But before they appear, they have to be dressed appropriately. That was the task of costume designer Phyllis Dalton, who clothed the populations not only of Mecca and Medina, but also of the courts of Abyssinia, Byzantium, Persia, and Egypt, and the armies that fought for and against Muhammad.
I wanted to do two versions, one in Arabic and one in English, with complete separate cast, because Arabic and English are two separate and different languages. You cannot dub Arabic into English, nor English into Arabic. It's very difficult for the lips movement. And when I budgeted the film, I budgeted on the basis that the Arabic version will be extra few takes. But I was wrong. It took us much longer. And there is no way you can learn this from anybody else, because this is the first time done. Because the style of acting in the Arabic is a bit different. It's more dramatic, more poetic, more lengthy. And so we had to change all our style as far as camera setups and lighting setups. And so it wasn't as easy as we thought it would be.
خز من الصين يا سيدتي. ناعم الملمس. متعة للعين.
نعم 7 أطوال.
20 دينارا.
لزوج أبي سفيان.
خذيه بما شئت يا مولاتي.
15.
The presence of Muhammad himself pervades the whole film, but his is a presence the audience is cleverly made to sense without seeing. The leading human character we do see is Hamza, Muhammad's uncle.
When he meets unarmed men, Muhammad is a liar. Liar? But you don't let him speak. Where's the lie and where's the truth?
He's played in English by Anthony Quinn and in Arabic by Abdullah Reich. The central personality clash of the story is between Hamza and the leader of the respectable merchants of Mecca, Abu Sufyan, played by Michael Ansara, and Hamdi Reich. The conflict is fomented by the passionate hatred of Hamza by Abu Sufyan's wife, Hind, played by Irene Papas and Mona Wassef. The African slave Bilal, one of the heroes of Islam, was the first muezzin. He was one of the first disciples of Muhammad and is played by Johnny Secker and Ali Salam.
Allah